Lee Harvey Oswald lived here at 600 Elsbeth, formerly 602 to 604 Elsbeth, from November of 1962 to March of 1963, a year before the JFK assassination. Lee Harvey Oswald did a lot of planning here. He did a lot of research here. He made a lot of contacts here. He was back and forth. And he also ordered the gun that killed Officer Tippit here. It's hard for us to believe today, but you could order guns through the mail back in the 1960s. And he ordered a gun, the gun that killed Officer Tippit, and it was ordered from this unit and it was delivered to this unit, I'm told. Ironically enough, this property figures prominently in Stephen King's book 11/22/63. And Stephen King actually did quite a bit of research in Dallas about all the different properties and what he was doing when Lee Harvey Oswald lived here. Although they were quite tumultuous when they lived here, I believe they did experience some happy times here. There's a very famous photograph of Lee Harvey and Marina, and they look very happy, and they would have been living in this unit at the time they took that photograph. This is the main room, and originally this unit had a Murphy bed. There aren't too many people that remember Murphy beds, but Murphy beds were very popular in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and this unit would have the bed rolled up during the day, and then at night they would just pull down the bed. And so in this unit you had a swivel door here, and you had the Murphy bed, and so they would use the swivel door to go into the restroom or the vanity, and this was their main living area. And this area in the back of me, this is what Marina called Lee Harvey Oswald's reading room. And this is the little area where he would go and he would read, and they would, have some space alone. I bought this building in August of 2007. I just fell in love with it. It had really good bones. I just saw it as a 1925 building. When I bought it, I thought that the most that would happen is that I would find out that maybe Bonnie and Clyde lived here or walked through the courtyard. I had no idea Lee Harvey Oswald lived here. And everyone in the neighborhood had forgotten, and there was a news story on it. And everyone in town said, oh yes, of course that building is historical. Lee Harvey Oswald lived there. And it's in the Warren Commission report. So really I found out circuitously. There was no research or anything. It just came out from the news story. He was at a very tumultuous time with his wife Marina when he lived here, and they fought quite a bit when they were here. And Lee Harvey Oswald punched one of the back doors and punched out the glass in the back door. And we believe that we still have that original back door. And the original glass is not in it. Right now it has sort of a plastic covering, but they'd had a big fight. Marina and Lee Harvey Oswald had a big fight. And the property manager, Tobias, said he was very disgusted because he had to then go in and replace the glass to that door. So again, that's just one of the incidents that happened here that's well documented. We have to start tearing down this unit as quickly as possible because of the court order that I'm under. I'm the eternal optimist, and I kept thinking, oh, there's going to be some way that I'm going to save the building and people are going to understand that it needs to be saved. But it can't be saved. We've reached the point of no return, and I would rather have people who are interested in history and care about history, because there are so many people passionate about the events that took place back in 1963 and the events leading up to that. And according to all the reports and all the research, a lot of very important planning to the assassination probably took place in this unit. I'm very fortunate to have my friend Randy Johnson helping me take down the building.
All right, here we go, here we go. It was this side that he rumored to have written notes as he came in this entrance. Let's see if we can see anything.
Randy is trying to take the building down piece by piece, making sure there's as little damage to the items so someone can actually reuse them. and they can still be productive for hopefully another 100 years or more. And he is very gently taking down the brick, taking down the pine, and anything else that can be reused.
This is fired brick. This is high quality. You really don't find quality like this anymore. So repurposing these materials is very important in my opinion. Y'all, speaking of this pine, 9-inch wide pine, some of these planks are over 20 feet long. You're talking about old growth yellow pine. These trees aren't even growing anymore. You couldn't get this wood if you wanted it. Very valuable. Again, can't get any more of it. It's a shame not to repurpose these materials. You know, we can go cut down more trees, or we can repurpose stuff just like this and reuse it. And the quality in this material far exceeds anything that we can get nowadays. So it's just a travesty that we don't think more about this kind of architecture and these structures anymore. But as I demolish this building down, literally brick by brick, hopefully take it down plank by plank, it's to repurpose and reuse this very valuable material.
The problem is that we really don't have time to do everything as we would like to do it because we're under a demolition order. Every day I'm getting threatening letters from the city and the city of Dallas and phone calls saying that I'm not moving quickly enough on this building, on taking it down. And we've tried to tell them that it's not that we're stalling on taking down the building, it's just that we're trying to do it in the most environmentally responsible way. When I started listing the items, I started putting the most prominent items up for sale, and a gentleman contacted me about the original 1925 toilet basin. And he happens to be quite an interesting guy, very, very knowledgeable about the events surrounding the JFK assassination. And as I understand it, he's not a big believer in the Warren Commission report. And so he really wanted that toilet and for his man cave. And he made some sort of reference about where he would put the Warren Commission report once he bought the toilet. So that's where it is. I'm just trying to get through the demolition process with this building. It's very emotional for me because I've become emotionally attached to the building. I bought it because I thought it was a 1925 building with a historical value to it. In my trying to save this building, I was trying to preserve an important part of history.